it. You know what I'm saying? Where you no longer have an advantage. And if you want to look at somebody in the 154-pound division that spells out that exact scenario, he would be one Virgil Ortiz, a man who's had the narrative that he has had to pull out of fights because he was no longer 147, a guy who everybody said his promoter and his dad were draining him to 147, despite the many evidential anecdotes said he could no longer do it. He ended up getting sick, pulling out of one of the biggest fights. By the way, I was supposed to cover that fight in San Antonio. It was a real fucking shit fest. But at the end of the day, we see that that's not size is not necessarily the determining factor. By the way, Machine Gun Matt, you are the best in the chat. Thank you for that. Here's what he said. Crazy how Fundora is too big for 154-pounders, but Benavidez, who's cruiserweight, isn't too big for Canelo. Bro, where's the clapping? I'm going to give you the clapping here. Bro, that's it right there.
I always find that clapping really corny on these shows people are putting on. But that's just me, bro.
No more.
Listen, Mario, I shared this to my channel. You don't mind, do you? I'm seeing
no, not at all. I'm glad you did. Just so you know, and anyone else who ever comes on the show, I leave that open all the time so that you can go live on yours as well. So yes, I'm very glad you're doing that. What is that, a Stogie or is that Bud?
Oh, that's a Bud. My brother Tom Hill.
Nice.
Oh yeah, man. You know, I'm a big proponent on cannabis. I just believe it has so many benefits. You know, it's gotten me through many stages in my life. It's I mean, I'm just a big proponent of it. I smoke on a daily basis. It's all perfectly legal. I was a medical marijuana patient before they totally legalized it in my state. And I lit my first joint up in 1969 and have never looked back.
Yo, you are the champ, and I definitely want to talk about that. What time you got to jump off?
When the old lady tells me to.
Hey, you know what? I got the same time limit. So you know what? We both working on their schedules. Okay. Because I do want to get back to that. That was very, very interesting. So let me ask you this though. Okay. This weekend we saw basically two guys win their big fights, right? And you know, one was earlier in the day in the UK, the other one was later in the States. However, both of them won the weekend, right? The narratives about both of them have been positive and upbeat. Let me ask you, if you had to pick which one of them, like, let's say you could buy stocks in fighters. Let's say how that works, right? Let's say that instead of stocks, you could buy in fighters. What fighter would you have put all your money into if you had to? Ituma or Thurman? I'm sorry, Fundora. Fundora after the Thurman win. I mean, who had the better weekend? Who had the better performance? Who do you give more credit to? And shout out to Thomas Hill, by the way, in the chat.
Thomas is my brother. I love Thomas Hill. Always showing support. And Thomas Hill is a great boxing mind too. I admire the knowledge of Thomas.
Oh man, well you could come on anytime too, Thomas.
Shout out my brother Thomas Hill. Mario Mungia, a dude I met a few years back with D Styles. He knows his boxing. He asked me if he could do a live with me today. And Alexis Alberto too. I haven't seen him in years, man. He used to be a friend of mine.
I love Alex, dude. Alex is the best. He said Gabriel is the real weight bully.
Anyway, bro.
He's crazy.
First of all, dude, I love heavyweight boxing.
For sure.
That's my passion. I mean, Muhammad Ali. I'm not going to say I love him more than I love my dad, but man, you know, it's a fucking toss up right there. We know.
Wow.
But heavyweight boxing, I love. But as far as business is concerned, business in boxing, Fundora right now is an abdominally. He's a freak. He's going to bring in fans to watch his every fight. Look at this 7-foot wonder of the world, Andre the Giant over here. He's going to have that kind of pop if he keeps doing what he's doing. And that's who I put all my money in right now.
Yo, I love you, Bruce, because you're the real one right here. I've been calling that man Giant Gonzalez for a long time because I felt like he was just tall and overhyped. You know what I mean? That El Gigante shit. But you know what? I think after Saturday, there is a chance he's Andre the Giant. There is a chance that he's that guy. You know, I love that I had you on because you were able to put this into perspective for me. This is a kid who is a Harvard accepted student. He is very smart. This is a sweet science. At the end of the day, you can look at guys like Floyd I shouldn't have said his name. Fuck. Damn it. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck it. You can look at guys like Floyd and you're like, oh man, they're dumb as bricks, clearly. But then they're in the ring and they're these master, smart, like fucking what's his name? The chess guy, Mangus, whatever. You know, they're those like lethal people who are precise and they just see the whole field. You know what I mean? It's like they said Mozart. Nobody taught him how to play the piano. He got up to the piano and it just made sense to him. It's like this thing that we're all born with inherently, right? Where we can see through certain things and certain matrices. And no one should ever forget that Fandora is built of that kind of mind. You know what I mean? He's getting better is the point. He's using his height to his advantage. He's using his size to his advantage in a way that we've not yet seen. However, the pushback I do want to make, Thurman, was he even that guy? What version of Thurman did Fandora beat, Bruce, to you? The washed up version? Was he anywhere close? 80%, 90%, 50%?
Totally washed up version. I mean, maybe he was 50%. But even that was was not enough for Fandora at the stage of the game. You know, Keith, dude, 6 fights in 10 years. How are you going to come in there and go against the best in the world? Brock Jarvis, the last fight, not even a household name in his own household. You know, and this is going to be your entrance to fighting the best in the world. Not even close, man. Not even close. I didn't think he had a chance. And I thought he was probably about 50%. And you know, I mean, people are forgetting the guy's 37 years old. That for a boxer is old. I didn't have a lot of miles on him, but I mean, you know, I'm into my body. I take care of my body. I work out every day. I eat the same foods at the same time. I mean, I'm just, you know, I don't want to rot away. And that's what we have to do. We have to keep ourselves going. And the body just breaks down. The back hurts for no reason at all when you reach 40. Your knees are going to hurt, you know, in your late 30s, and you're just not going to be the same as a cat in his prime, in his late 20s. So that right there, you know, that was a big red flag, and then everything else that went along with it, the inactivity, the great stuff that Fandora's been showing us lately. I thought it was going to go in 3 rounds. I give Thurman credit for lasting 6 rounds, you know.
Wow. Yeah. You know, Matt asked an interesting question here. I asked during the live fight chat, shout out to Matt and the Talking About Sports Radio show on YouTube. You should go and subscribe. Was this the curtain call for the career of Keith Thurman, or does he get a true farewell to boxing later on? What do you think? Was that the last time we see Keith?
Well, apparently he says it's not. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt if he wants to go after some of the some fighters, because let's face it, man. He's a boxer. He doesn't make his money in selling used cars. He doesn't make his money operating on doing brain surgery. He makes his money boxing. There's no retirement fund. You know, the way that the investments are, I wouldn't bet that he's in the blue chip fund. You know, he wants to make money. He has to box. He still has a name out there. I think he's going to fight. I think he's going to fight again. I don't think he wants to go out on a losing note. And he was
note like that.
Sour grapes, and you know, he was talking about referee giving him 4 more minutes.
Yeah, that was bad.
His face looked like something that came out of the butcher shop. Looked like Omaha steak advertisement there.
I love the stoppage. I thought the stoppage was great because, see, watching boxing as long as I have, this is what I've noticed. I've noticed that referees will operate in trends, right? And so there was a decade of my life where fights I felt were being stopped so late. I mean, literally like 4 to 7, 8 years stretch of boxing. I mean, we just every year or so we saw these moments, and it happens all the time, right? But on bigger, more high profile fights, it would happen. And then we started seeing fights get stopped too soon, you know? And so it's like this back and forth, you know, tug of war. And I feel like you're always better to side on, you know, being careful with the fighter, right? Be more careful with the fighter. And that's the other part. When you watch boxing as long as someone like you, Bruce, you know that it's not the big, you know, knockout punch you have to fear. It's the times when you're out on your feet, taking indefensible. No, wait, I forgot to say, but like punches you can't defend, right? And so that's the toughest part of it all, I think. Shout out to Albert. He said, it's funny. We talked about age, but you're mad at Floyd at 49 years old, not wanting to put his record on the line. I'm happy if the Manny rematch is an exhibition. It should be. Yeah, that's it. That's a kind of a fair point, Alex. I don't know. We'll talk about that. That's a very good point. We'll talk about that. So listen, I want to ask you now, or real quick, let me play this clip Matt sent us. Shout out to Matt. And I want to get your thoughts on it, Bruce.
And let me just say this too, man. Everybody out in here from my channel, go sub to Mario. He's got a new channel on YouTube, and great boxing mind. Just a hot shit on in general all the way around. So I dropped his link in there. Just click that. Any of my boys and girls in here, give him the
the champ, Bruce. You're the champ, and that goes double on my side. Bruce, in my opinion, isn't just a boxing, a high level boxing thinker. I think he's had the kind of life that makes his words valuable in a way that a lot of people's aren't. I mean, everybody should be respected, right? Their lives should be respected. I just think Bruce has lived more and learned more. So, you know what I mean? But I love you, big dog. You're great at this, and honestly, you've been a big inspiration for me too, and stuff. You know, the cannabis stuff. We'll talk about it. But listen, I want to play this real quick with the Fedora thing.
For you to unify titles by the end of the year. It's very realistic. It's just things need to be put together right. You know, like I don't know. I had the WBO for a little bit, but for some reason, those guys were giving me a hard time the whole time. So I'm very comfortable with the WBC. I've been saying this over and over again. I'll fight these guys. I'll unify with these guys, but I'll probably drop the belt right after. I'll beat these guys for the title, take their title, and vacate it right away. They can, or they can keep it, you know. But I'll fight all these champions because that's what we want, right? We want Fundora to fight these champions or fight these fighters. But they can keep the belt after. I don't care. I'm happy with the WBC.
Yo, what? I didn't hear that at all. Oh my God. First of all, the WBO is just taking shots left and right. Bruce, give us your thoughts, because there's a lot of inside baseball there.
Well, you know, he kind of said, he kind of just said, hey, I have a belt. I'm the world champion. I will fight other champions, but I'm not going to pay these outrageous sanctioning fees. I'm not going to follow your agenda and have to take on your mandatory. I got a belt. He's happy with, you know, either you love Mauricio Suleiman or you hate Mauricio Suleiman. He loves Mauricio Suleiman. He's cool with him. He's got the belt, and I like the way he said, I'm not going to go after them. I'm the champ. Let them come after me. And he's not going to. I don't see him turning down anybody. I think he's got confidence in himself. And you know, right now, Fundora, I think, is the hottest thing in boxing.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Shout out to is it Kilt? Oh, Chris. Shout out to Chris. Yeah, Chris. Yeah. No, I recognize that from damn. He also is on the chat a lot in what's his name show. But shout out to him. Shout out to Ed Woodson too. The champs in the building. I want to get back to real quick. What did Matt say? Now, was this Keith? Now this was the first time Keith was stopped. Do we see a super cautious Keith if he does come back? Who would he face? You know, I'll be honest. I know that people are going to groan when I say this, but I really don't think the Earl Spence fight is that bad. I think you got two guys in the definition of what crossroad means. So how is it not one of, listen, is it a fight worth $80? Fuck no, not anymore. But is it worth figuring out which one of those guys was actually better than the other? Sure. I don't think that that's what we get, you know, but some version of it. So I wouldn't mind it. What about you? What would you want to see Keith do if he is going to fight again?
Well, I think Keith is in denial. Hey, my brother Mark Nash, salute my man. Thank you for
Shout
stopping.
out Mark Nash.
I'm seeing all these new cats coming in. You're getting some subs, Mario. We'll get you.
Yeah. No, this is awesome, dude. Fuck yeah. Appreciate it.
Okay. What did you just ask me, man? My brain just went into a fog. I'm smoking some very good.
Who would you want Keith to come back to fight if he does come back?
First of all, I think Keith is in denial. I think he's going to come back. I don't think he's going to accept what happened to him. He's talking about having his glove too high, and those marks are from the laces on his gloves. And I mean, dude, he is playing the the loaded glove game, so to speak. You know, he's blaming everybody except himself. And I think he's going to have to. First of all, like I said earlier, the money's too great out there. There are a lot of semi-retired fighters who would love to get in the ring with him. PBC can easily put those cards together. They'll make these $79.95 pay-per-views out of them, and he'll be relevant for maybe 1 or 2 more fights. But like I said earlier, if he retires now, I think that'll be the best thing for him. But unfortunately, there's no pension coming in every month. It's you have to go and earn every nickel you have, and that's the reality of boxing.
Hell yeah!
So
Shout out to Ed Woodson, who just subbed. He said, "I'd watch Thurman versus Spence, definitely." Yeah, so would I, man. I mean, I wouldn't want to pay $80 for it, but I definitely think it's a fight. You know what I mean? Like if we could have gotten like Wanma and Gamboa, several years after they were both kind of like fallen from grace, I still wouldn't have minded. It's like one of those things you just like always want the answer to it if you could. I mean, shit, if they could get fucking what's his name out. Oh, well, no, you can't. Adonis Stevenson obviously can't fight. So anyway, I want to now talk about something that you brought up, Bruce, just a little bit ago.
It's like with boxing. Before I forget it, it's kind of like golf with the Masters. It's kind of like bodybuilding. We have the Grand Masters, the Masters. We like to see the aged veterans up there, but not against a young lion. I mean,
Well put, dude. It's so funny you said that. I was literally watching the senior tour this year. Like, I've been playing way more golf lately, and I was watching the senior tour. I loved it. I was just, I was enthralled watching, these guys be able to like still really put it out there and, still have this like solid, sharp game that will be way better than I'll ever even pretend to play at. And so you're right. There is a desire to see these Masters sort of programs. That's a great lead in actually to the Mayweather stuff. But I want to ask you about this though first. Mel Charlo. I had about 7-8 people hit me up on Saturday and Sunday. Some of them were journalists that were there covering the fight. Some of them were just fans that were in attendance. That reported Jermell Charlo looking not just drunk, but possibly on a combination of things. Somebody who I'm not going to reveal said that they went to ask for a picture and he reeked of alcohol, tequila or something. And so ultimately, look, I hate this story because substance abuse is such a hard thing. It's such a tough thing. And it's always based on trauma it's rarely the other person's fault. I mean, not rarely, but I don't know. It's just a thing that you never know where it's actually coming from. And when you find out where it's coming from, you're usually like, oh shit, now all that makes sense. And I feel really bad for making fun or taking it lightly. But at the end of the day, this guy's still talking about being a fighter. So he's putting himself in a position to be scrutinized. If you want a fight to come back, then the media is going to talk about what you look like right now and what it would look like if you came back. Bruce, what do you think about these stories of Mel? Samson Lukowicz said so. There were several other people in the media that had mentioned that. I believe Dan Rafael might have been one of them, but several other people have mentioned it. What is your take on Mel Charlo? Do you think he ever even fights again? What's going on?
I saw that interview after the fight Saturday night. Alcohol is legal and it's plentiful and it's available. And after 3 or 4, I mean, your mouth will say things the brain is really not comprehending, and it's a bad drug. I think if it was invented today, it would probably be classified like crack and heroin. But it's out there, and the fighters do abuse it. It takes a real strong person to know how to use it and not abuse it. Guys like Marvin Hagler. Marvin would get blasted. I mean, he was from 40 miles away from me. I knew guys who partied with him. They'd do lines. They'd smoke. They'd go. But when it came time for training camp,
he was locked in.
He was a monk, bro. He went out to Provincetown, locked himself in the fucking abandoned motel out there with half a dozen sparring partners, hit those dunes every morning at 5 o'clock. Different mentality. I don't think
absolutely. That's a different human.
Mel wants to go out every night and have a few pops. It's a different mentality. I don't think he can handle it. I don't see a big future for him. Maybe he'll get a fight or two. He's got the name, but as far as becoming an elite boxer, that's just not going to happen again. He had his window of opportunity, and I think he blew it.
Yo, shout out to Mark Nash. Great comments. He said Keith's next fight will be someone like Mendoza, Lubin, or Harrison. And then he said a former champ, but someone who's long in the tooth. Perfectly said. I think that is absolutely encapsulates the kind of promotion they'd want to look for a return Thurman fight. And then he said something that probably squashes the Spence Thurman hope. He said, I can't see Spence fighting Thurman. He's been firm on never giving Thurman a payday. And that's something that Spence just reiterated last week during fight week. Sorry. So plenty of reason not to expect that fight from happening. But yeah, dude, you said it really, really beautifully there. You know, shout out to Chris. He said alcohol is the devil. And you know, I don't want to like overly demonize it or people that consume it. You know, I had a problem with it in college. I really did. It was easy to just keep going. You know what I mean? And once when you're that young and your systems are just like up, you know, and you can like tolerate it, it just gets worse. And you just push it further and further. And I just don't think you can be both struggling with substances and the caliber of professional to get to the level that you need to get to, right? Like to fight at the highest level. This guy's talking about coming back and fighting guys like Fundora in the top of 154-pound division. I'm sorry. I don't think that that's possible when you find yourself unable to moderate your consumption, even in a situation where you're in front of all those people, right? Like when a fighter goes to a fight, they're kind of still working. Yeah, they're not fighting, but that's the promotional side, especially when the main event is in your division. Big moment that Mel could have capitalized on. Unfortunately, I think everybody left it with thinking, you know, nothing's really changed. Shout out to Fishtiana.
Fishtiana, my sister.
In chat. Is that UD style? Good to see you. No, it's not me.
No.
Me, Mario Mungia, Infighting FX.
Fishtiana is the first lady of boxing.
Hell yeah.
She is my sister. In fact, she sent me this tumbler a couple of years back. It's got Marvin Hagler. It's got Miles Davis. It's got BruceGas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. But she's the real deal, man. And God bless Fishtiana. Salute. Thank you, my sister. And you know, Mario, all you kind of white Mexicans look alike. So
no. That's fair. That's fair, especially of a certain age demographic. You know what I mean?
Bro, you'd be surprised how many people grab me as Sammy the Bull Gravano and say, "What the fuck?" I said, "Oh, no, not
me." Yeah, you got it there a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, listen, if we're showing things too, check it out. My cousin gave me this for Christmas. It says the Pacquiao Marquez 3, the IBC root beer promotional bottle. Oh, the light's not gonna work. Nope, not gonna work. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd never seen it before. But she worked for the cable company, so they would give them like all those like things that they would have for like the pay-per-view promotions. So it was pretty cool. Yo, shout out to JC. I haven't seen you in a while, champ. Appreciate you tapped in. He said, do you guys think it was an early stoppage? No, not at all. Not an early stoppage. I think the ref did an incredible job. And also, I hope that fight and the stoppage becomes part of the trend, right? Like everything influences everything. So hopefully that referee's decision to stop it when he did influences the next one, because the worst thing is letting them go too long. All right. So I do want to ask you about Moises real quick. You mentioned the Muhammad Ali comparisons and whether or not that's early or not. You know, he was even getting Mike Tyson comparisons at like 5-0, 6-0. Crazy stuff. This is a guy that has been on our radar for a few years now, but he's starting to crack the non-hardcore spectrum, right? What do you think of this guy's future? Do you buy into the hype? And if he was a stock, would you be going all in on this guy's future at heavyweight and in boxing? Shout out Owen Foster.
I mean, he's definitely the goods. You know, he's worth paying attention to and investing in. But I don't know if I'd bet the whole house on him. I would like to see the competition upped a little bit. I mean, we've got a plethora of young heavyweights out there, even fighters who aren't getting the title shots. Get them in there with them. But Frank Warren doesn't like to rush people. I think Frank Warren may really stall this man's chances because I mean, he should be fighting who's the WBO champ?
Yeah.
Stablemate. Come on, somebody write it in there. This old brain is just kind of fogged up for a minute, and I know it, but it's on the tip of my head, but I can't think of it. As soon as you say the first initial to it, I'll tell you exactly who we're talking. Come on now.
Let's see.
But anyway, they're stablemates.
Fabio Wardley.
Wardley, exactly.
Shout out to the Zufa Aru. Oh no, Zufaru. Now, I love that name. That's such a great name.
I'm getting all my parents and
shout out to Jose Diaz too,
bro. This is Mario. I'm a guest from Mario Mungia over here, and if anybody hasn't subbed to his channel, I'm going to drop the link one more time for it. The mission here is to get this man up there over 100 subs today, and we're going to try to do it.
Oh, you're
Please,
the champ, man.
Give me your support and love. And Mario's the man, and this is not my show, so don't. Well,
I'll tell you what, man. I'm gonna say this. I think anytime you're on the internet or airwaves talking boxing, it ends up becoming your show, Bruce. I'm just gonna be honest about that. But listen, shout out to Owen Foster. He said Sanders before of the fast south. Oh shit, it went up. Power punch. Klitschko with the combination punches when younger, and Lewis Foreman when they were halting people away, like Lewis versus Ruddock or Foreman versus Frazier. Yeah, very, very fair point there. Shout out to Zufaru. Dude, that's such a great name. I love it. I really do. Alex said Moses Ituma has no jab. No jab. I repeat, no jab. He couldn't find it on a milk carton if he had to. Damn, that is tough. But that's the thing too. It's like, should we be, I don't know, styles make fights. At the end of the day, I know that I've sparred enough. I mean, not a lot, but I've sparred enough to know that there were times where my jab was great against the guy who, was super high guarded. You know what I mean? And then other times I got beat to the punch every time. So you know what I mean? Like, look, I'm not trying to make excuses. I don't know. There's still a ways to go for this kid developing. Shout out to Cody in the chat on Twitch. Appreciate you, champ. He said John Cena is hosting WrestleMania this year. Yeah, that's sad. Bruce, let me ask you that real quick, because I know that you wrestling is something that you're not a stranger to. This whole No, yeah, not at all. So this whole TKO takeover thing, the WWE was on a generational run, it felt like, for a while in the beginning of the 2020s, and now the creative is stalled out. WrestleMania tickets are down, the prices are up, skyrocketed. Everything just feels like a big business takeover. And now John Cena, who had his retirement year last year and creative shit the bed with it, is being brought back right away to host WrestleMania. Is this just about selling tickets? What do you think about this news about John Cena hosting WrestleMania, whatever the fuck that means?
Well, that's the first I've heard of it. If there's nothing happening in the boxing world tonight, I'll jump over and watch Raw.
Nice.
If we can start from my wrestling kind of beginnings here, because
absolutely,
let me explain how I fell into the sport and how and how it became a passion with me, and boxing kind of became number one. But for a long time, wrestling was my thing, man. I'm going back to when I was maybe even single digits and watching like Bobo Brazil and Haystacks Calhoun and Killer Kowalski on Saturday afternoon wrestling. And that intrigued the hell out of me all the way through my formative years, up until high school, when we got in the car and we went to a live event, me and some of my bros. And man, we said, holy shit, is this shit fake? I mean, they're not punching each other. I mean, this is a fucking theater of the absurd here. And we're saying, yeah, but it still kind of looks pretty good. Look at how big those motherfuckers are. And so, half of the people who would just fuck this. I'm done with wrestling. It's bullshit. But then there were some of us that stayed with it, and there were still a few believers in there You know, if you die hard in the wool, oh no, that's real stuff. Anyway, I still loved it. I knew it was going on, but I still loved it. I went to college and I attended tons of live events. I mean, I went to the Boston Garden and saw Bruno Sammartino and Ivan Koloff, Russian chain match, front row, where they were really bashing each other's heads with that fucking steel chain. You could see them cut small and coming up.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, you get this appreciation for it. But, you know, and every wrestler I've ever talked to, they told me, no, every match is, there's never been a real match in my career. And I'm talking to guys who wrestled 20 years in the business. It's all, you know, we know what's going to happen, but they make it look so good. And that's the intriguing part. So anyway, I just got into following wrestling. And even like way back in the day, I bought a wrestling magazine, and it was a ring magazine, but it was wrestling / boxing.
Oh, wow. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. You go back in the 60s and a lot of them were like that, wrestling and boxing. And so then I got into boxing by reading those wrestling magazines, and I'm seeing some really, really heavy duty stuff going on in boxing that almost crosses over into wrestling, you know, as far as the blood goes. But then I started watching boxing, and I'm saying, man, this is real. These guys aren't pulling punches or anything. Those pillows they wear, you know, we had boxing gloves as kids and stuff, and we're punching each other. And you know, these aren't pillows. And I know I got the love for boxing, but they were intertwined like that. You look at the old Boxing Wrestling Illustrated, you know, they were one magazine. But keeping it going, you know, wrestling was just so popular, but boxing took over. You know, there's only so much you can really do, so much you can really, you know, a dog can really only have one master. That's what it kind of boiled down to. And I slowly drifted to boxing. You know, it was right around the time of the early 70s, Ali coming back from his exile, and I was in my rebellious state, 15 years old or so, 16 years old, and I liked Ali. I was anti-cops, I was anti-establishment, anti-war, everything that was happening with Ali, that was my man. You know, I watched at Saturday afternoons back in the day. We had ABC's Wide World of Sports, CBS Sports Spectacular, NBC Sports World. They had choice boxing title fights. Guys like Roberto Duran were fighting live, Carlos Monzon, even Ali, you know, Joe Frazier. They would Saturday afternoons would be huge for major fights. And you know, I just became in love with it. I would be at the newsstand first of the month buying every boxing magazine that came out. And you know, wrestling kind of went into the back seat, but there was still this love for it. Whenever there wasn't any boxing on, I would watch wrestling, and you know, I would attend. I mean, me and my girl, my wife now, we went back. We were dating. I'd take her to wrestling matches, and
you like
you know,
it?
Oh yeah. You know, she knew it was bullshit. You know, she knew
that right there. I'm married. I haven't been married a super long time, and there was a time in my life where I really didn't think I was going to be married. And I can tell you that right there is why I envision myself being married for life, is because my wife will at least give everything a chance, and she'll like take that adventure with me, even if it's not something that, you know, she appreciates very much. Like, she didn't like wrestling at all. Like, the only thing she ever knew was like the Attitude Era, Stone Cold stuff. And now today, like, she's an actual avid fan of, you know, women's wrestling. You know, she loves Bianca Belair, and she resonates with a lot of the women today, I think, more. It's so, yeah, dude, I love your story because it speaks to this like dual side that we have, you know, as men. Like, we see these things. Like, I watch wrestling, I watch MMA, I watch boxing, I watch everything, but it's all cyclical for me, right? Like, sometimes boxing, usually in May, right? And September to November, it's like that thing, wrestling, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, right? So it's like kind of cyclical for me, but at the same time, it speaks to this desire for story and narrative, right? It's like that hero's arc, like Joseph Campbell type shit, right? It's like we all psychologically crave for like that hero's journey, and to see heroes and obviously not in like the traditional sense, but this idea that these people, you know, they enter these camps and these fight camps and then they go and they fight, and it's, you know, it's a metaphor for life. I think that's what makes it bigger than everything else. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I want to read just a few of these real quick. First of all, JC said he felt the ref should have gave the champ a chance. And I definitely understand that. But it's the only thing is like, he's like older, like how much more of a chance do you give him and how much more detrimental is it based on age, right? At the same time, you know, he hasn't fought a lot. As Bruce said, you know, this was six fights in fucking 10 years or something crazy like that. And so, you know, maybe he did have the ability to go forward. He sounds crazy in the post fight when he's like, oh, I was just coming on. Like, you know, you sound like Chris Algieri's trainer saying you're just about to be let out of the cage. Shout out to Owen Foster. He said, Atuma with his youth reminds me of Mike Tyson, while also being familiar to Vladimir Klitschko, Corey Sanders, Lennox Lewis, and George Foreman. Wow, that's a lot of really talented fighters there. Let's see. Oh, where was the other one? Oh, I read that one. Let me see. Yo, and the Zufaru thinks Moses is the future of heavyweight boxing. Wow. That is a big, big statement. I don't think he's as good as they make him out to be. I think Wardley beats him. Yeah, that's a fight I'd want to see. But like Matt said, Moses and Wardley being friends is sickening because it means they'll never fight. Yeah, for real, for real. And shout out to Ida Boxing says, salute Bruce. And real quick, I want to highlight this one. Shout out to Bruce for this one right here. Zufaru says, Terramona Jr. is our only hope from down under. And I was introduced to him. Actually, I saw him in the Olympics, right? In the last Olympics, but you know, I hadn't seen him pro. And Bruce is the one that gave our community that heads up. So shout out to him as well. And he said that Bruce, you know, CJ was a former pro wrestler.
Oh yeah. Hey CJ, when I use the word bullshit with affection, bro. Believe me, nobody has more respect for professional wrestling than I do. And like I said, I was watching this when I was 9. So
yeah. No. That's what's up.
Give that one a pass, my brother. Give that one a pass.
He said, Keith, 4 minutes more Thurman. Would have loved seeing Keith splattered on the canvas. Yo, you would have if you would have done that. Are you very excited about Roman Reigns versus CM Punk? I'm excited about the match. I am absolutely not excited that the fact that Raw is going to feature that as the headline main event segment for the third week in a row, 4 out of 5 weeks. That to me is crazy. I mean, you have to do something at this point. Don't get me wrong. Last week was great. I just think you got to pull the trigger on that J turn already. I don't see it any other way. But we got one more boxing topic for you here, Bruce, and that is on Floyd Mayweather. Now, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was in the news a while back about having a 3-fight deal and all this stuff. Essentially, I think it's all about money. I don't think he has a lot of money left. I think that's evident by the fact that he was about to sue Showtime and he named Al Heyman as a accomplice in stealing from him and all this crazy stuff, right? And then all of a sudden he gets 3 fights and Mike Tyson and Manny Pacquiao are in the, you know, conversation. But this week he kind of dampened everything. Actually, he kind of made it seem like none of it's even going to happen. He said he said that the Pacquiao fight was probably going to be an exhibition. The Mike Tyson fight seems to have been either changed locations or venues or both, but it is supposed to happen this month or this April, and there is no set place for it. In fact, very few people are even aware of details of it being put on. Most people don't think it will, at least not on the day that it was supposed to. I want to ask you, and it's sort of like overall encompassing thing, what do you think of this trend of exhibitions fights? You talked about this senior sort of, you know, program that we all want to see and that appears interesting. But specifically as it relates to Floyd Mayweather, what do you think about this? Did you have any interest in seeing a Mike Tyson fight, exhibition or not? And what do you think about the potential for the Manny Pacquiao not being a professional rematch?
Minimal to no interest whatsoever. I'll watch them I'll stream them on Crack Stream. I just think it's it's the Grand Seniors Tour. They're not going in there. It's not a real athletic competition. It's on the scale of our WWE family. You know, I want to watch boxing because I want to watch 2 competitors where I don't know the outcome of it. Nah, I think Floyd's best fight for me was against the Big Show. So that was the most exciting time I've seen him in the ring in my memory. It's a non-event. I mean, I'll watch it and I'll talk about it till the moon comes out again. But it's really secondary as far as boxing goes. It's not real boxing.
No. I agree. And, I think that one of the biggest problems, right, is that these sort of fights with Mayweather, Pacquiao, like they're much more well-known. They're much more, they get casual fans, right, invested. And the problem is like, I saw a lot of people that are casual fans this weekend talking about Fundora, saying like, man, I haven't been watching boxing in a long time. I didn't know who this guy Fundora was. I recognized the name Keith Thurman, so I decided to tap in, and now I'm a fan of Fundora. And it's like, that is the tried and true way of making fans out of fighters. And yet when you don't have fighters fighting on TV that is capable of being viewed by the masses, right, and you put it behind a paywall, how are you supposed to make fans out of these people? You know what I mean? Anybody who's going to fire stick these fights is already somebody who's invested in boxing. So how do you get that next generation or those other people that are lapsed fans to join? And I don't think it's showing them fights like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I honestly feel like Jake Paul, Mike Tyson did more harm to the sport of boxing this decade that is going to have to be made up for. And maybe, you could say AJ did a little bit of that by breaking the jaw of Jake Paul, but Jake Paul introduced the money scheme into boxing. And now you have people like Aiden Ross who have brand risk fight promotions with boxing, and it's just not boxing. Like you said, do you see an avenue where boxing can capitalize off of this? Like, could we put like guys like I don't know, Fundora or somebody who's not as big, like on the undercards of these Mayweather Pacquiao fights? Like, how can boxing capitalize on this stuff? Or is it only the fighters involved only able to?
Well, look what Jake Paul has done. He's brought women's boxing to the forefront, where he's had the women on his undercards, and now he's actually having the women highlight the card. So it's not the boxing like your dad had, Mario. It's different boxing today. They're gonna put these crossover matches in there. You probably see intergender matches. Who the hell knows what's going on with boxing these days? But as far as the guys like Mike Tyson and Floyd and Manny fighting again, that it really doesn't interest me. Only if there's nothing else happening. But I'll watch it because because I like combat sports. I mean, I've said many times, if I leave the house and there's a couple of drunks going at it on the corner, I'm pulling over to watch that.
Yeah, to watch it. Yeah, I always loved the saying, if you're standing in the middle of an intersection and there are people on one corner playing basketball, people on one corner playing baseball, people on one corner playing football, and then there's a fight on the other corner, everybody's going to watch the fight. Nobody's going to watch any of those other games or sports. And so I always love that because it speaks to this desire from humans to like take in boxing, right? Like I watched this documentary on sports one time, and it said how like sports was pretty much invented to like satisfy humans' bloodlust for war, because war had been a thing that was always around for like generations and generations, to the point where after World War II was over, like people needed like to have that kind of solidified for themselves, and then sports took over. But it's like boxing does that at a level that none of the other sports do, and it's still a sweet science. There's strategy to it, right? It's not just two bum fights going in there, like bare knuckle. I don't like bare knuckle. It doesn't appease me. To me, it doesn't seem like you can actually be good at it, only really lucky at it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Hey, by the way, Chris, that was hilarious. He said Bruce only liked wrestling for the chicks. He said, I don't like seeing people get beat up, though. I like a fair fight. Very true. Very true. Yo, by the way, Fresh said it again. This is the fourth person who thinks I'm D-Style. He said, salute to BruceGas and D-Style, which I will say salute to D-Style as well. Man, I'm loving this live. You guys are cooking. This is what Boxing Talk Live on YouTube should be like. You brothers are representing. Well, my name is Mario Mungia. I've been on D-Styles program many, many times. So you can go to Infight and FX and sub to my channel, but you are definitely right. D-Style and Bruce are both the mans in this boxing community, like without a doubt, for sure. Alex said, if I see Floyd in the ring, yeah, no. If I see Floyd in the ring 3 times in 2026, while the kids half his age are only fighting once or twice, exhibition or not, it'll be an honor to watch TBD box again. That's a fair point. I don't think he's going to fight. In fact, I'm starting to think he's not fighting at all. But if he does fight 3 times, that is something to be said, especially for a generation like that has produced guys like Kid Chocolate or Keith Thurman or Earl Spence or the many people, really, I keep naming nothing but PBC guys that, it just seems like their career got away from them. But another one of those guys, Bruce, I want to talk to you about is Deontay Wilder. He's fighting this weekend. This is the last boxing topic, by the way. He's fighting this weekend, Chisora. I actually like the fight. I think there's a lot of reasons to appreciate it for its pure boxing, not just the name that are fighting. That said, I've had a beef with Wilder for a while. I don't mean like a personal beef or anything like that. I mean, professionally, this is a man who is yet to apologize to Mark Breland for potentially saving his life. And all he's done since that fight is double down on why Breland was a bad trainer or the wrong person or, made a bad choice. And I cannot get past this because all I can think about is this guy, is saying he would have rather died in the ring with Fury that night than to have another birthday with his daughter or to see, his wife accomplish something or whatever, whatever it is. Right. And on top of the Breland thing, the Tyson Fury double down of him saying that there was something in the glove, saying that he has evidence that he's never presented, having relatives come out claiming they have evidence that they never presented. All of this in a nutshell. Should Deontay Wilder be accepted in boxing? Is there a reason to not accept this fight or to boycott it or anything like that? What do you think of Wilder in his career? Should he be able to still make money off of boxing with those things under his reputation?
Well, see, Wilder, when he came on the scene, I just loved I love the story and I loved a knockout puncher, a knockout heavyweight puncher. But the more that I saw him fight, he just didn't live up to the expectation that I had. And when I saw him fight, he didn't throw the punches like an Ernie Shavers, or like a Ron Wilder. He knocked out guys like it was a street fight. He'd wind up from the the furthest neutral corner, and he would charge in and he beat these guys up like fights I used to get into it, and he wanted to pound them again when they were down. It was a different attitude, and he disappointed me so much when he didn't fight Joshua, and I wanted to see him fight Chisora back in the day, and so many of them, so many fighters that he didn't fight. It became like, come on, let's go. It was almost like the same case with Jerome Boots Ennis today. But then after he got beat up by Tyson Fury, I kind of started liking him again. He talked about the ayahuasca, and he just kind of, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm a sap, but I was into the rap. I liked him when he was in Saudi, when he was hanging with the prince. And I was wishing him well. And then when he got beat up by Parker and knocked out by Zhili Zhang, I said, that's the end of Wilder. I don't think we're going to see Wilder anymore. And that's good because, he was entertaining. But then when he fought the elites, look what happened. And now he's coming back. His 50th fight, Chisora's 50th fight. There's a nice gimmick there. They're both in the twilight of their careers. It's going to be fun. I think Chisora is going to overwhelm him though, because I think Wilder's lost more than Chisora has. Chisora is just a keep on chugging kind of a guy, and it could be a 50-50 fight because you never know if Wilder might get that punch back again, and if he fights him like it's a fight, if he fights him like it's a boxing match, like he fought Zhang, like he fought Parker, and like he fought Fury. Then no, but if he fights him like it's a fight, like he fought begins with the B, Bermain, like he fought Bermain Stavern, then he could end the fight early. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
agree. No,
this
no,
fight.
no, and I agree with you. Here's the thing: if somebody wanted to present the fact or the idea that this is a 50-50 fight, I would absolutely listen, and I think that that is debatable. However, I do think that there is a slight edge to Chisora in this fight for a couple of reasons. Number one, Chisora he's been consistently inconsistent over the years, or maybe inconsistently consistent, in that there are times where he is solid and he seems locked in, and then there are other times where he seems like he is fighting tooth and nail with everything he has left, which isn't much, right? And I would say over the last like 5 years, we've seen the better version of him every time he steps through the ropes, or at least a more prepared version, right? And he has done a lot of really quality things from fight to fight, to the point that we are where we are right now, and he's getting ready to fight Wilder. When I look at Wilder's timeline of things, I look at a fighter that, he could have had more fights. He could have stayed busier. Like, I don't know how well he does with so much time out of the ring. And then when I look at the times that he's done well, the fights haven't lasted long. So what do you get out of an experienced fighter who may have had the most dangerous right hand in all of boxing, but he's no longer, it's not like riding a bike. Yes, you can get back into the rhythm of a fighter, but it takes time, right? Like a baseball player, like a pitcher, right? Jacob deGrom, one of the best pitchers of the last decade, he doesn't come out in March or April and he's just badass. That's not the case, right? Coles doesn't come out for the Yankees in his first game from the IL and just start pitching great. It takes time for pitchers to warm up. It takes time for pitchers to get into the groove of a full season. Similarly, for a fighter, it's the same thing. And I'm sorry, not, taking, it doesn't matter how much sparring you get. There is no substitution for the real thing. Who are you going to pick in that fight, by the way? And shout out to everybody on the chat. I will open up the link as well. Fissiana, I appreciate you. Yes, I was on D-Style's show a lot back then. Shout out to him. And so, yeah, don't feel any hesitation on coming on at all.
I love Fistiana.
She's great.
She thinks all you Spanish boys look alike, though. So
that's,
look,
you know what? It's a fair point. I think when we have, if you have a
you
mustache,
you can get away with it. All right, I think Chisora is going to overwhelm him, like a lot of cats are saying in the chat. I just think, like you said, Chisora has been on the upswing his last few fights. He beat Joe Joyce. He's been himself. He really. The last time he was humbled, I believe that was against Tyson Fury a while ago, wasn't it?
Yes.
22. So yeah, I think as far as that goes, two fighters meeting right now at this time in their careers. Chisora is in better condition, and I think he's going to beat Wilder. But I would love to see Wilder nail him a couple of times, and make a good knockdown, drag out fight with it, and then I really don't care who wins the fight, but if I'm betting on it, I'm betting on Chisora.
Well said. Listen, those were the boxing topics for us. I do have a couple of other things I want to discuss with you. First of all, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get away a little bit from boxing here. Okay, just a little bit, and the reason why is because I feel like, first of all, you have a lot of knowledge on the world and history and the way things have gone, which could speak to your ability to, put into easier terms for us to understand a bigger topic as it relates to the war. And the reason I want to bring this up, even though it's not like directly related to boxing, it is related to entertainment as a whole. We've seen Riyadh, right? And we've seen Riyadh season. Sorry, I said Riyadh season. Riyadh season in Turkey and Saudi Arabia and a lot of these Middle Eastern countries make a huge investment into sports washing their countries, which a lot of them, have pretty shitty human rights histories with them attached to them. And so, bringing the WWE, bringing UFC, bringing high level boxing, it's helped to commercialize their countries that have for a long time been problematic. Now we find ourselves in a war, and that war has had direct repercussions on the Middle East allies of the United States. While it's too early to say this right now, we do know that WrestleMania, for example, is going to be there next year. We do know that there are a couple Saudi fights that are being talked about as mega events, with Anthony Joshua's name being associated with it, Tyson Fury's name, even Tank's name has been associated with some of these major Saudi fights. What can you tell us, in your opinion, as far as where we are now? I know you couldn't say like, oh, this is going to end in X amount of months, or this is going to happen, but I just want to know what your thoughts are, and what you see as far as how this moves and how we'll be affected.
I think the world is in a mess right now, and anything could happen. It's just so touchy. I mean, I have political views on it. I don't want to get into them over here because it's
Sure.
I'll probably alienate half of the people that signed up for you.
I do that every time, so you know.
But you know,
I think it's a serious conversation to have, though. You know what I mean? Like, this is new territory.
Yeah, no, the world is in a mess right now. You know, we want to see. I think Usyk is supposed to fight in Egypt in front of the pyramids next month.
Exactly. Yes.
And I don't know, man. I just think that's just such a vital place in the world. How are they going to draw fans there? And look at the way the transportation is going right now. I mean, dude, the best place to be is right where you're sitting right now. I mean, it's a crazy world out there. How it's going to affect boxing, man? Who knows? You know, who knows? It's crazy.
Does it give less leverage, though, to the Turkey side of boxing? Like, I don't know, because I look at it like this, right? There was a time where I thought Saudi would be untouchable, or like no longer at the precipice of this stuff, right? And that's not the case at all. I mean, Iran's first instinct was to just destroy as much, you know, good natured leverage that we've had with a lot of these allies. And so I look at this stuff, you know, the Egypt fight and WrestleMania and the Saudis and all that. And I think about the war that is going on between the sanctioning bodies and Zufa and Turkey, and everybody's kind of got their side, right? What about that aspect of it, the political aspect of boxing itself? Like, away from all that stuff, we don't have to, you know, associate it with that, but you see what's going on. You know, there is a war, right? The WBC has been very specific. The WBO, the WBA, we saw what the IBF did with Jael Pataya. What are your thoughts on that aspect of it?
I just wish it would all end and we could get back to the way it was before this war. That's, you know, there's not much to say. That's changing the world events of everything. That's changing, you know, every sport and every event in the world was going to be there. I mean, Dubai was a destination. That was a place for many events from diplomats, people all over the world. And it's changed right now. You know, we just have to see what happens. I hope it doesn't change what's going on, and I don't know. It kind of makes boxing not that relevant when you think about it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I'm gonna open up the link, Bruce. It's been awesome having you on, dude. I was, you know, hoping you can come back maybe in like another few weeks, and we can do the other half of the interview where we talk more about, you know, your growing up and you know, maybe some of the boxing stories and wrestling stories you have for us. I would love that, man.
Anytime, my brother. Anytime. You got people who want to come up here and share some stories.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bring them on in.
Awesome. Okay. Listen, and if you have to jump off at any time, you know, just say the word, let me know. You know, I don't want to like take your, you know.
Oh, I'm having a blast up here.
Awesome.
This is
awesome. I'm glad. So I did open the link if anybody wants to jump on and, you know, talk about, you know, any of the topics we've talked about, any of the topics we haven't talked about, whatever you really want to talk about. It is more than okay to come on and do that. I do want to ask you though, while we're waiting on anybody that wants to jump on, Bruce, thoughts on the undercard for Fundora and Thurman. It was, you know, I think it was a solid undercard. It was a good undercard if it wasn't an $80 pay-per-view, right? Like if this was just like an HBO championship boxing or even like a boxing after dark, right? It would have been like, holy shit. I mean, it would have never been a boxing after dark, but a Showtime championship boxing, any of that. But what did you think? Who stood out to you on the card?
All right. We had this guy from Providence, Rhode Island, a Cuban from Providence, Rhode Island. Yonil Hernandez.
Yeah. He was 8-9-0, right? Coming into this.
He stopped Terrell Goucher, never been stopped before.
Goucher, yep.
The referee might have made a quick stoppage, but he was just showing so much class. It was like just a boxing exhibition, and that was good. But the fight that I wanted to see in the card was I wanted to see Sanchez and Ricardo Torres, and they let me drop the link in my channel because a lot of people are over there.
Oh yes, thank you. My bad. I didn't even think of that. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Please copy the link and put it on yours. I didn't even think of that. I'm so dumb.
not a problem.
Oh, there we go. Fistiana's here. Go ahead and finish what you were going to say. I'll bring her on and unmute her as soon as you're done.
I forgot what I was saying already.
Well, you were talking about who stood out to you. You had mentioned
the undercard. Yeah. We were supposed to see the heavyweight bout with Ricardo Torres.
Yes.
But Sanchez hurt his knee.
Yep.
They had to postpone it. So they moved the Brian Mendoza. No, they didn't have the Brian Mendoza and Tellez. That was also on the undercard. They moved Brian Acosta and Ronnie Rios to the is that the one they had a weird co-main event. It was but anyway, it was definitely not pay-per-view worthy. If Sanchez and Torres were on the card, it would have been pay-per-view worthy. But as it was,
and Mungia was even rumored for a little bit as well. But I do want to ask you about the Kevin Newman stuff. But first of all, Fistiana, how are you doing? And also CJ, you'll be next.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, we're good. We appreciate you tapped in the chat and with all the great comments in there. Very much so. What did you think of this weekend's boxing?
Well, hold on. Before I do that, I want to say hello to everybody. I'm not sure who that is on the bottom left, but hello to BruceGas. I love you so much. And let me apologize for calling you D-Style. And look, I'm not even gonna lie. It is the 1800 Añejo. But I do remember you. I remember you. I remember it's me, Mario. I remember.
Oh yeah, that was perfect. Yo, she's for real. She remembers for sure.
Yes, I remember from many years ago on that other channel. So I just want to say salute. And it just, like I said, I don't have my glasses on either. But and then on top of that, I told my husband, I said, "Oh, that's these." So
hey, Mex, hey, Bruce said it's because Fistiana thinks that all the Mexicans look alike, but I know that's not true at all. She just thinks Mexicans with mustaches and beards look alike. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But I do apologize, and I'm so excited right now with you two up here. I don't even know what to say about this weekend's events. It's just like I'm so excited to see both of you, and it's been a long time since I've been on here, and I was on back 10 to 11, 12 years ago. I don't know if you remember, and I don't even know if you were on back then on the other channel. It was myself, and there was another female named Monster Piece. But that was
Monster Piece. Yes. Oh shit, dude. No, you had a different name though.
And I was Tasha J, and she was Monster Piece.
Bro. Oh my God. I haven't spoken with you in a decade or more.
I know. And I'm just like, I'm so excited right now. I don't even know what to say right now.
That was when I was just on the Boxing Voice. Like that's all.
Yes, it was.
Dude, I don't think anybody but Super Mex is around from that time. I don't think anybody other than him remembers any of that because we were still on Blog Talk at that time. Yo, this is crazy, dude. I'm so glad you tapped in. I'm so happy that you tapped in.
Yeah, I've changed my name a couple times since then. I was Ms. Boxing. Now I'm Fistiana. That's my name right now.
Hey, I love it. I love it. That's branding right there. Hell yeah.
And I have to introduce my husband. We've been married for about 9 months, and this is my husband. He's a boxing lover, so I'm just gonna introduce my husband, Fresh.
What's going on, gentlemen? What's going on, man? Listen, she's giving me a brief history on you guys, and y'all sound legendary, and I can just tell. Bruce, I already know you from back in days. You know, I'm part of the Mac mob. I'm B-Mac's underboss. So, so yeah, but you guys, man, you guys are chopping it up, and this is what boxing talk should be really like. Even with you, Mario, you bringing up the current events and politics and all that involving how it affects boxing. Like, this is the kind of stuff I'm into. So you guys are cooking. I told Fistiana, you gotta tap in, man, because you know. So yes, I'm enjoying it. I'm just enjoying it.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Cristiano, that's huge for me, for real, because you know that's what I want. Like, I loved my time on the Boxing Voice. I did, but it felt like, you know, it felt like the main strategy was like, let's let anyone talk that can like pay for it. And I'm not trying to be a hater at all. It's just that,
no, I understand.
That makes it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that makes it so that people that aren't going to offer anything to the conversation can.
Right.
And so, like, I would rather it be like, oh, we all learn together. Like, Bruce has said like a dozen things today that I've like not even thought about as it related to Fundora and Thurman and how to see Moses and all that. So, you know, first of all, let me ask you this though, Fistiana, what did you think of Fundora's performance? Was he that good or was he that tall?
I want to give credit where credit is due, but in my honest opinion, I feel like he was that tall and Thurman was that bad. I need somebody else. I just can't. I can't give him that credit right now. I need somebody else. You know, you fought 2 times in 6 years. I can't give you that, and you're at a weight that you're not even used to. You know, okay, yeah, you had that one fight, but I can't give him that right now. But I do. He does know how to use his length. He knows how to use he knows what he's doing. But my question is, can he do it with the other champions? And what really disappointed me was when he was talking about, oh, I love the WBC. You know, what about Charlo? You know, I want to fight Charlo. And it kind of changed when he got to the post fight press conference. You know, it's like he just wants to stay with the PBC. I want you to fight that. I want you to fight the Boot. I want you to fight the Xander. So
bro, you're so right. That energy wasn't there. And now here's the thing. I'll tell you this. Only people like you and I and like our community would have caught that, right? Like, because we know that side of the street bullshit talk, right? So for everybody else that gives you that pass or whatever because they're younger or they're just getting into the sport and they don't understand what that means or like what he's signaling, right? But that was nasty work. He's like, bro, I'll take your belt and drop it. That shit was wild. I didn't even hear that till today. Like,
he said, you can keep it.
Yeah, he said, I could beat you for it and you could keep it. Yo, that was what I used to do to my little brother on Sega. I would be like, bro, I'm gonna beat your ass right now at this Cal Ripken game, and I'm gonna let you play. I'm gonna let you practice so you can get better. Like, that's a little bro shit.
Yeah.
Yo, great call, Fistiana. Fresh, you still there?
Yeah. Fresh, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here, man, and I feel the same way. I just felt like, you know, he was ducking the talks for the real challenges. I mean, you call it now Charlo, and it's like, you know, you fought a man who's 37 years old, hasn't only had 2 fights in 6 years. I want to see, you know, real boxers from back in the days, like Bruce was mentioning, you guys, whatever, Ali and all these guys, Hagler, they wanted the smoke. They like, bring Xander, bring Boost, bring all. I'll take any of them. It doesn't matter. And I didn't get that from him.
Bro. Real talk.
These guys are just satisfied with what they get. And it's like, you got the challenges. Back then, it was like you challenging yourself to be the best. And that's why there were losses back then, because they challenged themselves. They challenged themselves. You know, so I'm liking this. I'm liking this upcoming fight that just been announced. I think it's been confirmed with Boots and Xander. I don't know if you guys covered it, but I'm looking forward to that. That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah, we covered it in the first part, so you could get it on the playback or rewind or whatever on Bruce or my channel. But man, first of all, I want to tell y'all both, thank y'all for tapping in. But dude, please come back because I have to talk to y'all for like at least 15-30 minutes because
absolutely, we will definitely be back.
But I want to listen, we can talk about boxing topics for sure, but the topic that I want to talk about the most is my philosophy on life, which is the couple that watches fights together. Is for life together. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's what I've picked up in my last 15 years or so watching the sport and knowing other people that watch the sport. And I can tell you, real talk, like the couples that I know they're strong. I'm not gonna put them out because maybe they're just whatever, but they're the people that I swear they are just connected, like cool, like that. You know what I mean? So I want to hear about y'all, and then maybe hearing y'all's story will convince my wife to watch more boxing. So
just let me talk to
That's
her.
how we met, Mario. That's how we met. We met on the Mac Mob through B-Mac, and he called himself the Bishop, the Bishop, because he brought us together. But that's how her and I connected through that channel. So yes, boxing brought us together.
Beautiful thing I have ever heard in the boxing community ever. Listen to me. The other 99% of stories that I have of two people meeting on a boxing podcast are they hate each other for life or they were like the worst enemies, right? Like Terrence Crawford and Bud fans, like that type shit, right? So this is awesome. I can put you all in the 1% of people that come through together, and it's all beautiful. That's what I love, man. That's what I love for real.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we will definitely be on. Just let us know.
Monday through Thursday, we're here about 1 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, all the big fights. So I appreciate y'all tapping in for real.
Okay, thank you so much. You God bless.
Yeah, y'all want to come back on? Let me know. Hell yeah, CJ.
Please.
Please
don't drop her yet. Ficiana, I'm surprised. I met you on the Mac Mob too. We ain't, you married him. I met you. You don't recognize CJ Rich, Boxing and BS?
Dang.
That's CJ.
Yo, I'm just getting the reunion together. Let me see. Who else can I bring on from
Let's go.
Let me see. No, I'm playing. Yo, that's what's up.
Yo, but
I appreciate you tapped in too, champ. What's going on?
Definitely. Thank you for having me. My first time coming across your channel. You know what I mean? I know BruceGas and Ficiana and Fresh, obviously. But yeah, man, you guys, I got in like halfway through the stream. Some good topics. If you want my reaction to this weekend's fights, I was dead wrong. I put like 300 on Thurman, and I got that one wrong. Normally I get him right. Normally I get him right.
I'm sorry, big
Maybe it's the old man in me.
Hey, if you're
I'm about to be 42 on Sunday. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
What's your name again, host? Because I never seen your channel before.
Mario Mungia. Infighting FX is the channel, formerly of the Boxing Voice and Infighting. I'm almost 42, champ. So I get exactly what you're saying. Keith Thurman was that nostalgia for me too, champ. I didn't want to believe that some Giant Gonzalez looking motherfucker was just going to go in there and piece him up the way he did. So I rock with that.
Yo, you said Giant Gonzalez. Sorry, I'm outside. I have some background noise, but I mute up when I'm not talking. But that's funny as heck. Like I said in the chat earlier, I'm a former pro wrestler, so yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But
yeah, that's what's up, dude.
Hey, man, it was fun. It was fun in the time, like 25 years ago. It was fun. But now
you really hit that 450 though.
No, not a 450. A shooting star press was my finisher.
Oh, a shooting star press.
Wow.
Hey, that's still crazy, dude.
How much you weigh, CJ?
Actually, the 450 would have been easier. That's an easier flip, to be honest.
No, that's what I was saying. The shooting star is more impressive to me.
Yeah. Thank you.
How much you weigh,
I couldn't do that. What's up?
What do you weigh, bro?
160. 160.
How tall were you? Yo, why
I'd rather not say. No, because I'm not a big dude. Cool. The reason I laugh, I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. The reason I laugh in these boxing spaces, everyone wants to be a tough guy, so I'm not the biggest dude in the world. I'm 5'8". But
Hey, I feel you
know,
on that.
the
Hey,
game
watch
is the
this,
game.
watch this, watch this, champ.
But you're a professional. You're a
I'm 5'6"
professional
champ.
wrestler, though.
I'm 5'6" champ. So you're still taller than me by 2 inches. You know what I'm saying? So you're not the short guy on this channel.
That makes me
right
feel a little
here,
better.
right? There you go.
That's
There
fine.
you go, champ.
But yeah,
Yo,
I'm not trying to be Mr. Tough Guy, but yeah, I did my thing back in the day. That was a lot of fun, dude. So I say all that to say this: I've been a boxing fan about the same length of time I've been a pro wrestling fan. About age 4 or 5, I got
Wow.
into both of them, and so I'm like Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, and shit. And
That
then
era. Yeah.
up through that, yeah. But
wait, you said
man,
your
a lot
goal
of fun.
was you said your goal was Snuka or Ricky Steamboat? Who did you say your goal was? Or did you not say?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't said it yet. Mine
I
is Shawn
I
Michaels.
thought you were in the chat that said that. Shawn Michaels. Okay.
No,
okay.
mine is Shawn Michaels. Yeah.
I could rock
He's
with
dope.
that. He's my number 2 behind Brett.
I
And
knew
really
you were gonna
because I
say
can
that. I
say,
knew you were gonna say that.
well, but it's because like you could argue like they're both at this high level, right? And it's like, how do you break it? Well, I would break it by saying, well, he made Shawn's career and he made Stone Cold's career, right? Like
man.
that WrestleMania
Hey,
switch
you got a good point.
at their, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard, but Shawn Michaels obviously one of the best talents to ever, be in a squared circle. But by the way, what'd you think of the fight this week in Fundora? All height or all talent?
Okay. I wanted to get to that. Man, he's improving. I'm very impressed. The fact that he's finally staying behind his jab. And let me break down the reason I chose Thurman, because I had seen Fundora use his actual physical attributes exactly once, and that wasn't a big enough sample size for me to say, oh, just like he's gonna fight like that going forward all the time. But hey, champ, he did.
Yeah.
So maybe his trainers got to him. He made that adjustment. I mean, it's so obvious if you're fucking 6'5" at 154. Why wouldn't you? But I give him all the props in the world. I'm not taking anything away from him. So I was impressed.
Very, very good way to look at that. I agree with you. That said, okay, Keith Thurman, should he be done forever, or is there a fight that you could realistically see yourself saying, hey, you know what? I'll watch that.
154 is so heated, in my opinion, the hottest division in boxing right now. So I would say, and he obviously in the post fight press conference said he wants to keep going. He thought the stoppage was premature, but I don't want to get into that just quite yet. But he has the will to keep fighting. So I would say, if you want a specific fight, Charlo, they're both semi-washed, right? So why not? Former champions. Let's go.
Yo, I don't hate that at all. I really don't. And I said that actually on Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember, after the fight, and people dogged me because we were hearing that he was drunk at the presser or at the fight. We were hearing actually a lot of different rumors that I'm not even comfortable getting into. That said, though, I still would want to see it. Like, if Mel wants to fight, he represents the last person to undispute that division. What's it worth 4 years later? Because he did it in 2022. Not a whole lot. But you know what I like? And I think you're going to like too, CJ, because you're a wrestling fan. Continuity. Okay. The world championship is the world championship because the guys that had it were Stone Cold, and before that, Shawn Michaels, before that, Bret Hart, before that, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Bruno Sammartino, and the list goes on and on. It's like the heavyweight title, right? The lineal heavyweight title can be traced all the way back to Jack Johnson. And that kind of continuity speaks to something bigger than the sport. That's why the NFL is the NFL, because you don't give a shit who wins the football championship. You care who wins the Super Bowl. You don't care who wins the soccer football championship. You care who wins the FIFA World Cup. It's about branding. And at the end of the day, I just don't think that, it's all there for him.
Okay, champ, you took the words right out of my mouth. He still has the lineage, and I put a lot of clout, I put a lot behind that. I respect the lineage, the lineal championship, I should say. So yeah, definitely that needs to happen. A passing of the torch.
Ooh, well said.
Yeah. So I'm with that, dude.
Love that. Yo, shout out to Chris in the chat. He said Thurman versus Malignaggi in a bare knuckle fight. Yo, I swear to God, I would still watch it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Thurman in that position at all. But man, I can't imagine the press conferences between Paulie Malignaggi and Keith Thurman. Bro, you could probably do a whole fucking reality show with that. CJ, is there anything?
Talk about some pro wrestling shit.
Hell yeah, talk about some pro wrestling shit. They would be cutting promos for real. CJ, is there any other topic you want to cook on before I go to Straight Fighter?
No, I'm good for right now. I mean, I like to stay on the panel, but no, I've said what I initially wanted to say.
Hell yeah, champ. You got it. You got it. Absolutely. You can stay
Appreciate
on and then, tap in whenever you want. Straight Fighter, you are live, champ. What's going on?
Hello. Yo. Okay, what I wanted to talk by the way, hello, Bruce.
Straight Fighter, killer. This man's a boxer. He does training in his cellar, man.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
He busts that heavy bag apart, man. Very, very impressive. Go check him out.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, what I wanted to talk about is something that maybe some people never thought about. So, boxing and hip hop. Boxing has been dead. Because earlier, the reason I wanted to hop on here was because the topic was, I heard people were talking about politics, the modern world, and the past, and boxing, and like politics from now and everything. So, boxing, boxing has been dead before rap died. If boxing wasn't what it was in the 60s, Muhammad Ali wouldn't have gotten the volume of his voice. Reuben Carter wouldn't have probably been able to be what he was because his voice wouldn't have been able to be loud enough.
Good point.
He wouldn't have gotten he probably wouldn't have gotten wrongfully convicted. Back in the 60s, after Griffith had Griffith Perret, that fatal fight, Muhammad Ali and Reuben Carter were set to testify on boxing's behalf. And for boxing, for Reuben, it was to keep him out of the streets. He used boxing as a way to keep him out of the street. It's basically him choosing life. Now, boxing is also the poor man's sport. It was the poor man's sport. And hip hop doesn't discriminate. Hip hop originated in New York. And it didn't matter who you were, what you were. If you stood for revolution, then you were real. You were real. And it didn't matter about color. I think nowadays boxing has also been taken. It's it's sad. I think the commercialization maybe.
Yeah. Sure, absolutely.
Of boxing. And money, money, like some of the greatest fighters way back in the day, and these dudes were conditioned. They trained not like today's, like Rocky Marciano, like Reuben. What he did, most people don't like. Oh wait, you mentioned Hegler. Hegler, he loved boxing. He was ready to go with anybody. And Floyd Patterson recognized this as well. Now, it's boxing. It's for me. It's a shame because they're trying to implement AI and stuff into music. They're trying to take our voices. So money is evil. Money is absolutely evil. There might be a lot of promotion and a lot of stuff like that in and check this out. Back in the day, boxing was the top sport. It was number one. It's you can't say that now. The whole world, even global, had their eyes on Joe Louis and Max Schmeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was one of the biggest moments in sports history, not just boxing. It represented a narrative. Who is better, the Germans who thought they were the ultra race, or an American, not just an American either, a black
American. Yep.
Exactly. And that was an even bigger narrative than all the rest, right? Can this guy whose race is treated fucking terribly in the United States be the guy that represents us and the best of us? It was a huge moment, not just for America, but for the world. You know what I mean? To show at that level how wrong the Nazis and that sort of ideology is. I mean, it gave us, you know, who knows how defeating it even was for them. All I know is that Germany didn't recover, clearly.
Yeah.
And by the way, real quick, I think your rap comparison is so justifiable, because I look at rap today, right? I'm a huge hip hop fan, and I grew up on, you know, like I loved Common, right? I loved the Fugees, like I loved a lot of different stuff that wasn't on the radio, right? You know, and 50 Cent was great, Pac was great, all these guys, they're artists and amazing. At the same time, though, what the Suits learned was the like big selling point. They started to take out of the art and then reproduce that only. So where Pac or NWA or some of these people would utilize, you know, street politics and talk about what was going on in the streets, today's artist only talks about that to guise their brand in a way that it'll sell to the commercial morons that don't even appreciate rap, that do appreciate and want the beef, and they do want all the violence and the drug use and all the negativity that comes with it. And that is these, you know, industry people focus on, because they know that's what's going to sell.
That comes with it. And that is these, industry people.
What's going on?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the audio, but I wanted to interject. I wanted to piggyback on your point.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because we're from the same era. Yeah, absolutely. Like Pac had a lot of introspective, like deep thinking tracks where he's assessing his own, you know, his life and things of that nature. So yeah, it wasn't just thug life. It wasn't just thug life.
Absolutely.
Prodigy.
Fuck yeah, Prodigy. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Prodigy, I believe that he carried on what Tupac would have sort of done. He basically sort of, if anybody came close to Tupac, or like, I mean, Prodigy was wrongfully incarcerated as well.
Yep.
They tried to get him to snitch on 50.
Oh, I remember that. Damn, that was a long time ago. Fuck.
Yep. And
nah, you're super right. Fresh, that you go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, man, you guys are cooking. It's so good to hear. I can sit back and listen, but sometimes, you know, we got to interject, because once you started talking about that hip hop, both of you guys, Mario and the other brother, I don't know, with the boxing avatar.
Yeah, Street Fighter.
Yes, Street Fighter. Yes, they definitely intertwine with each other. You just had that element where the two go, and I think it's always been like that with music, period. Jazz and boxing as well. You know, I remember when I was in the boxing gym and I wanted to hear, you know, some hip hop or whatever. My trainer played jazz. You know, he said something about that rhythm. Yeah, something about that rhythm. He you know, I couldn't remember, but yeah. But
the blood.
Yes.
Hey, Fresh, I don't want to cut you off, but before I lose my train of thought, because I'm a California pothead, you remember Tupac and Tyson were close friends.
Yep.
Absolutely. I was watching an animated video yesterday of Tupac's last 24 hours, you know, and it was Tyson involved.
Oh, wow.
He had a song for Tyson to play when he came out, but I don't remember.
I know the song you're talking about. It was the Bruce Seldon fight. I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
His cousin from the Outlaws in a documentary played like a snippet of it, right? Because Mike had wanted him to record it, and one of Pac's cousins that was in the Outlaws.
Could I say the verse? I think I know some of the verse.
Yeah, word. Go for it.
Okay, it's like my road to glory is filled with thorns, fluent thoughts from my brain, and I trained to remain strong. They said I couldn't do it, locked me in chains till my struggle's closer to the pain of a trained killer. Best believe that I'll never be shamed again. Again, I'll be the next heavyweight champion.
And it came to
Chills. That
fruition.
gives me fucking chills, bro. For real.
Word up.
And it's so
And it
crazy.
came to
Pac had
fruition.
that. Yo, Pac had that. I know, yo, that's deep that you just said that. Pac had that like that MLK tone, not tone, but it was like no, and it just like speaks to this
Cadence,
deeper,
yeah, and it
cadence.
impacted
cadence.
you in the same way.
That's the word, cadence. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. It speaks to this cadence that's like uplifting. Like I could feel like I could go out and fight better, as crazy as it might sound, because I came out to that song. You know what I mean? It's not like
Me
it
against
makes
the
me better.
world.
Hell yeah. Hell
Like
yeah. No,
that.
you're right. Champ, Mex in the building. What's going on, Champ? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just laying back in the cut. What's happening? Nice to meet
Oh
everybody.
man, Champ, we're chilling. What's going on?
No, I wanted to jump in about the Thurman topic of the Thurman and Fedora fight. I mean, I don't know how other people saw it. Me and Matt did a live fight chat over on his channel, and I
Hell yeah,
felt
shout out.
I gave Thurman the first round, although it was close. I could see you
I saw
giving
that.
Fedora the first, and I thought Thurman looked really good in the third. But from that point on, in the fourth round, Fedora landed a body shot, and we know the kind of effect body shots have had on Thurman over the years.
Word.
And after that, his legs really betrayed him, and I think um, I just feel like I didn't see enough out of Fedora to really say he's the goods. You know what I mean? I feel like a young Keith Thurman might have beat him. The height is definitely a problem. There's no getting around that. But I don't know. I don't feel like Fedora is this Tommy Hearns type of killer with that height.
Well, that's a little too much sauce. But let me say this. Maybe the best Thurman beats the best Fedora so far, but I still got to give him his props, man. I can't go back on that because I'll say this overall. I hate when fans or content creators, backpedal and say, "Oh, I knew he wasn't shit anyways." Like, give the winner the props, man. Just give him his credit.
That's a fair point.
That's where I'm at with it.
Well,
and
and
you know why I
so
hate that real quick, CJ, is because they don't realize it ends up it ends up being demeaning to their own fighter, right?
Diminishing the victory. Yeah, you taking credit away from the dude.
Well, then exactly. So if Earl Spence is lost and he isn't shit and he was terrible, then Terrence Crawford doesn't get any respect. If Canelo was washed up in shit, then Terrence Crawford doesn't get any respect, right? So
hold on, Mario. Now let me interject here. To my point is, and Mario can tell you, I've been saying Fedora was gonna beat the shit out of Thurman. So for Thurman to look as good as he did in spots in that fight, really, I think for me exposed more of I don't think Fedora is as good as we make him out to be. And then somebody else also mentioned too, you come out of that fight and you directly call out Jermaine Charlo, who was, I mean, he was lit. Mario won't say, I'll say it. The man was lit. He was more than just drunk. Just watch the twitches in the nose.
Listen, I had some people hit me up who covered the fight and were there, and they said that the smell of alcohol was not just on his breath when they tried to take pictures, but he was slurring his words. And so at the end of the day, I'm not going to go on. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's look, I have family that suffers from addiction, right? I have seen it, and I know it's not anything to fuck around with. It's not anything that is like you think about like fighters and like, oh, this guy's going to fight Usyk, the best there is in the world, or this guy's going to fight Wilder, the biggest right hand in the world. Listen to me. This addiction is undefeated. Okay. It doesn't lose. You can only try to fight it off for yourself at that moment or in this time frame, but it's always a thing that's on your shoulder. So I don't want to be disrespectful to Mel, and nor do I want to be disrespectful to addiction, not at all. But at the end of the day, this guy's still saying he's going to fight. You know what I mean? It's not like this is some lost hope. No, this guy's still in the delusion that
look, man,
represents anything.
Ray Leonard was an active alcoholic. He had cocaine addiction, seizure trial. That doesn't mean you can't be great.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That don't mean you can't be great. And the thing is too, it's just my thing is him calling out Jamel just hasn't been active. I mean, inactivity.
It's more than that.
Inactivity. Well, I'm saying for me, inactivity is the big. I mean, we've seen it throughout the years. That's the biggest killer of these fighters is they're not active. I mean, look what happened to Thurman the other night. Like I said, the legs aren't there, and he hadn't been too active,
And it's like
the
the
pressure
PBC
got
thing.
on, and
Yep.
and
No,
once
no,
it was
you're
over, it
absolutely
was
right.
over.
You're absolutely right. But you know, Bruce made a
Although
comment earlier in
I
the
would
show.
like to see if Thurman continues. I think he's on the back end. A nice farewell PBC fight. Let him have Broner. Go dig up Broner. Let Thurman beat up on him in
Yo.
Florida and let him ride
That's
off in the
crazy.
sunset. I think that's a good
Okay,
fight.
I'm gonna let you cook, but you
Good
got to be
press
from
conference, if
Baltimore. The way
anything
you
else.
say "tu," the
Say it again?
panelist, the latest panelist. I don't see your name, but you got to be from Baltimore. The way you say "tu."
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a big giveaway. That's a big giveaway with the Baltimore crowd. But yeah, listen, I get what you're saying, Mex. I really do. It's just that I don't know. I look at Fundora and I say to myself, if a guy with those assets and those physical advantages can master them, who beats him? I don't know, because Keith Thurman couldn't even get close to him at one point. And again, we've seen guys get to Fundora. But what version of Fundora is going to be around in 2 years? How much is he going to learn?
Right.
And it's like Bruce said, this is a guy who got accepted to Harvard. This is a very smart kid from a lineage of smart people. And so if anybody can figure it out, it's a guy like Fundora, who is a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? He's a student of it. And I can't imagine someone more qualified to try. You know, is there going to be people that are more naturally better than him? Absolutely. I think Boots is one of those guys. But what are you going to do when that style matchup is in front of you? Bruce, who was the guy that you said was an avid drug user, but then he would lock in for camp?
Well, I'm not an avid drug user. Just a hardcore
party drug. Oh, okay.
Marvin Hagler.
Marvin Hagler. And see,
Yeah.
you said it best.
Are you being for real? That's my
Yeah,
number
for
2
real.
all time. Not to cut you off, but I didn't know that.
No, he's great.
Bro, when it came down to training camp, he would go into early in his career. He would go to the Provincetown Inn, and at the tip of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Off season, the motel would give it Marvin Hagler. They had a ring set up at poolside. I went there and I saw him spar, and he lived like a Spartan monk. He would run the dunes at 5 a.m., snow or not, in combat boots, bro. He put on sparring sessions. I saw him put guys like
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Doug DeWitt. I mean, he didn't talk to anybody. They said, don't talk to Marvin Hagler, because this was a thing with the motel. You go there in the off season, you could watch Hagler train at rings at poolside, but don't get chummy with him, because he was there for war. And man,
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Don't get chummy.
That's what they said. That was the word, bro. And I saw. I mean, I had Hagler's blood splattered on my T-shirt. I was that close and just watching him
that's
fucking
awesome.
spar. And it was more devastating than some of the live fights I've seen. But
Wow.
but when he wasn't fighting and he was doing construction for the Petronellis Friday nights, fucking 6-pack, a line in a fatty. I mean, they play cards till 4 o'clock in the morning. That's
Wow, Bruce, you put me up on. I never knew that.
Yo, I want to say this real quick. Maybe that's why Tyson's my number 1 and Hagler's my number 2, because I'm wired in the same way. Yeah.
There you go. There you go, champ. Hell yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, what I take away most from that is that there are people with the ability to just lock in, right? Like you can have so much stuff going on in the background to the point where it does affect you, but you know that when it is time to go to work and your job is training for a fight, you're showing up every fucking day. You're doing that 9 to 5 and you're not bitching and complaining because you're built like that. Listen, and that's the other thing. It's not just athletes, right? Like, I live in Corpus Christi, Texas. If you don't know, those are like the two things are like oil, right? Or refinery and fishing. And I knew a man who was much older than me. I was like 20 at the time. And this dude was probably like, I don't know, maybe like 62 or so, right? And he worked as a fisherman, or not as a fisherman, he worked for the fisherman companies, right? So there's a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of shit. Yo, I knew this dude, and I seen him. He would do hydrocodones and Percocets and a lot of other painkillers, like 10 or 12 before he'd walk into work. And he was the best worker of any of them. And I'm not trying to say that that's like a good thing or not. All I'm saying is that there are some people that are wired, that are able to show up and cut it all out and fucking put the blinders on, right? Mel doesn't seem like one of those guys. In fact, it doesn't seem like a lot of those guys even really exist. Very rare.
Good point.
We used to call them functional crackheads back in the day. They go to work, they be on time, do good work, and then get off work and do their vice. You know, it just is a functional alcoholic, same thing.
Exactly, bro. Oh man, you're cooking because you're exactly right. That's all I was trying to think of the word. You're super right on that, and it's a thing. It exists. You know what I mean? Like.
But they're the fighters. They're the fighters. They can't put it down for training camp. There's the guys like Michael Dokes. They were,
I forgot about.
Yeah, that's more common. I would say that's more common. Go ahead.
Burt Cooper. I mean, they just could not stay away from it, and it ruined otherwise amazingly prosperous careers. Guys like Dokes, the fastest hands in the heavyweight division. But he just loved to do those lines, and he just loved to drink the champagne and stay at the strip clubs all night. And, that's the discipline. That's where discipline comes in, because they say 80% to 20%. It's that mental discipline that goes into that 80% that keeps you away from the temptations, keeps you away from the fast, greasy food, from losing sleep. I mean, that's why boxing is so mental. But, staying away from the shit during training camp. I mean, it'd be great to stay away from it all the time, but we love to party, bro. I mean, damn, the elephants in travel 40 miles across land just to eat those fermented berries every year. So that's inherent in mammals, I guess.
No, you're absolutely right, dude. But by the way, this is like a super serious convo, and so Mex and Matt in another chat keep making jokes that have me cracking. So like, that's not even a little bit connected to the same thing.
But yeah, Bruce, I mean, that stuff is okay while these dudes are young, but eventually it takes a toll, and especially like in sports and all that, you're not going to perform at an elite level. And when I had first gotten into the boxing gym, this was just to work. I wasn't for any competition. My trainer told me straight up, if you want to perform at a highest level and you want to get the results that you want, because, like I was smoking. He said, you got to leave that stuff alone. And I noticed the difference. My breathing got better. My discipline, down to diet even. I got so disciplined. I encourage that for young kids, to definitely, boxing is one of the most disciplinary sports that you can get into mentally and spiritually. And of course, the results will come out physically as well.
Well said, bro. Well said. And, I've always wanted that not to be true. Like Bruce has said, he's an advocate for cannabis, and so am I. I've seen so many people in my time playing sports or covering sports, get addicted to super hard painkillers to the point that I have so many stories where cannabis did almost the exact opposite. I've seen cannabis get people off of other drugs before. And so it's just this thing where I want to advocate for it, but at the same time, I can't pretend like I wouldn't be a better version of myself as an athlete if I wasn't consuming. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't have to be. I'm not a fucking pro athlete. I can do whatever I want. I'm just saying that if I did, like want to take a fight, I can't pretend like that wouldn't be better for me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Peep Game, I don't know about all that. I mean, for you, perhaps, but I'm training for a marathon at 42, and I'm a daily smoker. So maybe it helps me. It calms my mind.
It helps. Exactly, dude, bro. And then there's the Nick Diaz's of the world, the Nate Diaz's of the world. Finn Balor's a guy who just admitted that that guy's had an 8-pack for the last like 20 years. Okay?
Oh, Finn Balor. I didn't even know that. Shout out to him.
Smoked weed every day he trains, he said. Every time he trains, which is like basically 7 days a week or 6 days a week. He smokes.
You got to train constantly.
He trains. So, some people, it makes them better, I think.
For me personally, I'm not advocating kids don't listen to me, but for me personally, it works.
Well said.
Well, you know what I'm going to be getting into too? I'm looking into dry vaping, because we're talking about our lungs, and it's the combustion. The combustion is what gives you it's what congests you. It gives you the phlegm.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been looking
Bruce, I got a great pen for you. If that's the case. See, I got a vape pen with the cartridge, and I got a dry pen for the flower. And I can definitely hook you up. It's high quality.
Oh wow, man. Because that's what I've been looking into it. I've been looking online, because some people say, oh no, you get it just burns the flower. But then I read where you can adjust the temperature low so it doesn't burn the flower.
Oh, definitely. This one is super top notch. Yes, I'll tap in with you, man.
You know what? That's so crazy. I'm in my 50s and I've never smoked anything in my life.
Wait, nothing? Or you mean like vape?
Hey man,
nothing. No, you know what?
Get like me and BruceGas.
That's cat.
Okay, I'll be
you're
50.
badass for
I'll
that,
be 50.
Fistiana.
my man Alex Alberto out there is a straight edge, bro. So shout out to Alex. He don't drink, he don't smoke, he doesn't do nothing. He's like CM.
No, I do drink. I do drink. I was in the army for 21 years, so I do drink.
You sound like Craig on Friday. I drink. I don't smoke. Yeah, Craig on Friday.
That's exactly what it sounded like. Yo, that's so funny. Hey, but I will say, like, it's one of those things where I would rather have her virgin lungs. I swear to God. If I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think I could like not smoke anymore, but like if I could go all the way back and just be clean, like I probably would. Like she doesn't know what she's missing. That sounded bad. That sounded like I was trying to make her do it. No, I don't know. I don't know how to put it, but it's like I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a good thing to be this far in life, and that ain't got you. That it's crazy, but I don't mean like crazy bad. I mean like crazy. Wow, that's impressive. You know what I mean? Like imagine if I was like, I don't want to be funny about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be funny about it, but like if I could be like my age and be like, dude, I've never watched porn before. I would love to be able to say that, or I would love to be able to say I never cursed before, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like whatever. But that's dope.
Yeah. But I know it has its benefits and stuff like that. But can I change the subject just 1 second? Because I gotta run. I'm gonna give the phone to Fresh. I just want to say, goodness gracious, BruceGas, I love you so much. And Mario, it has been so good to see you and talk to you, and CJ, you too. It's brought back a lot of memories.
Shout out. Salute.
I just don't even.
Y'all know what I was going through, man. I mean, that chapter ended. Not the sidetrack, but y'all held me down, man. I appreciate you.
I feel some type of way right now. I feel some type of way, and I just want to. You know, I don't know what's been happening in the past 5-6 years. You know, sometimes with the YouTube, you just gotta let it go, and I let it go years ago, but I'm coming back. You know, and
love it.
And I still have a channel, and all praises to the Most High. Somehow I got 50,000 subscribers. I don't know how, but I'll take it.
Oh,
yes.
That is what is up.
Yes.
Yo, not that she needed.
I ain't got 500.
What's the channel called?
It's called Fistiana, and the thing is I used to you may not have known, but after the Boxing Voice, I had my own channel. I had a group of people. I was back and forth, and then I just left YouTube. And then I left YouTube. I came back, and then I started putting up old videos, old fight footage, and I'm up to like 50,000 subscribers right now. And then on top of that, I don't know how YouTube did it. Normally they wouldn't monetize you. I just happened to like be like, can y'all monetize me? And they monetize me. So that's crazy. So
she got like 10
million. You playing with the game. You already monetized. You need to be pumping out content. Let's go for
you know what?
That's the dopest story I've heard. I swear to God, listen to me. In the last 5 years, all I've heard is YouTube story, horror YouTube story after horror YouTube story. That is fucking awesome, dude.
It's crazy. I'm gonna tell you, Mario.
Hope.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this, and my husband is my witness. I have not been on YouTube. I think I did a live with him maybe 2 years ago. I do nothing. I put up a couple videos, and because not only am I'm a fan, but I have thousands of videos. I have thousands of magazines. I have thousands of memorabilia. I have a house full of stuff. So
I love that, dude. I love it.
It's crazy. So I just happened to be like, you know, I have 5 videos on my channel, and I just happened to, because I have asked YouTube before, yeah, you gonna monetize it? They said no. I just did it, and like I said, all praise to the Most High. They said, okay, we'll give you monetization. I can't believe they did it, but like,
bro, oh my God, I want to. First of all, I have like a million questions, and I know we can't get into, but second of all, we need that collab. You know what I mean? That's
absolutely
right.
Absolutely, I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I love it.
I have no problem with that.
I really do. And here's what I want to do. Maybe not first, but maybe first. I would love to just go live and go bar for bar with your magazines and your memorabilia.
Oh, look, hold on, Mario. Let me tell you this. My husband was so mad when we moved. He had to carry on.
Oh shit, bro! No,
Tell him yourself,
bro.
Look, I can't look, Mario. I can't front. And Mario, is there a way I can leave my number in the private chat for you?
Hey, I was actually about to send my email out. To put my email out. Hit me with your number on the email because I just don't want everybody to have yours. Look, it's mariomungia@yahoo.com. I just put it out there right now in the chat. Oh wait, but I got to put it on Bruce's chat. I'll put it on Bruce's chat. And that way y'all can hit me up because I wanted to give you my number too. So we could, because man, dude, honestly, I want to talk to both of y'all on the first of all.
Yeah, we got a lot to do. The couples, the boxing couples.
2 rooms in the house. He had to give me 2 whole rooms in the house.
No, Mario, listen, like,
come on, that's OD.
I see why she gets the respect from all of you guys and YouTube and boxing and all that. And I was just amazed because just being on BMAC House, BruceGas and all, like I said, you guys are legends. I don't even have to have known you. I could just tell from the stuff you put out. So I'm just like, man, who is this girl? Who's this girl? And then she would just get praises. But when I finally met her and then I seen what she had, I mean, I'm talking about Jack Dempsey gloves, his menu from his restaurant. Her dad, she got some boxing gloves, Mike Tyson signed, she gave to her dad.
Wow.
And the magazines, let me tell you, it took about maybe 10 trips to the truck loading her magazines. Oh, wow.
Yo,
that's how much magazines she got.
The best thing I got is a autographed Mike Tyson. And that's you just mentioned that in passing. That's my prized possession.
What I put on the Jack Dempsey glove. That blew my mind.
CJ, what did he sign for you? A glove or a magazine?
I won it in a raffle on, if you know Marco Boxing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he has the autographed glove.
Damn,
I won off of there,
dude. Hell yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, man. Listen, I sent you an email, guys.
Okay.
What's up, Bruce?
I ended up bumping into Thomas Hearn's brother-in-law on YouTube.
Wow.
And he sent me, the picture I have behind me, the autographed picture of Thomas Hearns. He sent me 2 of those, personally autographed. He sent me an autographed, a hoodie, a t-shirt, and he sent me a large t-shirt, an extra large. He said, "Is it fit?" I said, "A large is better." Sent me another large, and then I'm sitting here and I get the glove. I get this autographed glove. You can see it over my shoulder there. It's personally autographed by Thomas Hearns. I mean, it was like, I am not worthy. And, because I have a bunch of memorabilia too. My wife was cleaning the house one day. She finds two big boxes of boxing magazines in the closet.
Yo.
200 vintage 80s and 90s magazines.
Oh my God. Dude, and they're probably worth a shit ton too. If you go on eBay and you start looking, they're worth money.
I give them away, Mario.
Shit, that's what's up. Hey, I just want y'all to know this real quick. Okay, this isn't a flex at all. This is so that I can have people understand what Fresh went through. Okay. Now I go to the gym about 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Now I don't always work out what I should work out, but the one thing I don't miss is shoulders. Never miss shoulders. What I am capable of doing is lateral side raises and lateral raises to up to 45 pounds for reps. Not a lot of reps, but just some reps. Okay. So that's very, very heavy. I want to show you this real quick. This is a record holder case that I use for magazines. Okay. This is about what I can do with it. I would say it's probably about 60 pounds and it's only got this amount of magazines in it. Like this is nothing. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It's about 20 magazines in this box. And it is fucking heavy. So 10 trips? Please tell me it's not an upstairs unit.
Don't show me the garage, right? Don't show me.
Good. Garage stuff. Okay. So then, that's a little bit of a shorter distance. So that's okay. But that was the back workout for the year, champ.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, and then I have clothes, so we both, be talking. Look at all them clothes you got, and I'm like, man, you got a lot of magazines, but listen, at least I could get I could get rid of the clothes, but I'm like the magazines now. I said, man, Sheik mess around, find out you got Turkey Alley Sheik, find out you got that stash. And he offered you a bag. I said, what you gonna do? He said, I'll give you 5 million or whatever.
No. Fuck that. Listen to me.
We
We are
sell that shit.
collabing. Listen to me. We are collabing until I convince Turkey to have DAZN give y'all $5 million to do the DAZN real what's it called? Real world? Not real world. Reality show. Y'all do the DAZN reality show where the premise is basically y'all space is getting too small for all the boxing memorabilia, and it just keeps growing and growing. And
that's why we moved.
Yo, and then hey,
no, y'all gotta be kidding me. Y'all gotta be kidding me.
We'll do little like games, right? Like target practice stuff or whatever, and whoever wins gets to pick which other thing that the person gets rid of. So like if Fresh wins, he gets to get rid of like dozen magazines. If Viciana wins, she gets to get rid of like a dozen shirts, or vice versa, whatever. You know what I mean? We can do it like that. That sounds dope.
I'll say it like this: y'all don't need to be on DAZN. You need to be on Hoarders. If you got that much memorabilia, yeah, Hoarders. Get out of here.
My oldest piece of memorabilia is from 1897. My oldest piece is from 1897.
Yeah, so you bugging.
Whoa.
Oh, you hardcore.
What is that? What is that piece?
It's a flip book.
Oh, it's the little flip book. She got a little flip book. So when you flip it, you see the fight scene.
No, are you fucking
say that's before the lineage was even established.
Yeah. Yo. So I knew she was real with it. That's how I knew she was real with it.
DJ's cooking, bro. He's been cooking all show. Hilarious.
I appreciate that.
Before the lineage started. Yo, that's what's up, bro. I can't wait to have y'all on again, for real.
For sure.
Awesome sauce.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad I found your channel, man. That's cool.
Yeah, man. I'm glad y'all did too, for real. Shout out to Bruce, champ. I appreciate you putting me on today. This is really, really great.
Shout out to Bruce.
Yeah, shout out to Bruce. Bruce, you mean the world to me, and every time you are
Bruce hit it.
and I pop up,
yo, Bruce, I'm about to spark. Bruce, I'm about to spark with Pineapple Express.
Oh shit. CJ, I'm gonna have to clip that and use it as a fucking soundbite. That was hilarious. Listen,
I'll try.
Oh shit, 5:20. All right. So listen, that's gonna do it for us today, guys. I will be live tomorrow, 1 p.m. Let's say 2 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow we'll be back with wrestling and boxing, and we'll also be back live tonight about 7:30 Central Time. We're gonna do a live watch along for Raw while I cover it for fightsatw.com. And remember, if you want to have any website that brings you all combat sports needs, boxing, wrestling, MMA, they even do betting now. Fightsatw.com, fightsaroundtheworld.com, who I work for, my boss, Abe Gonzalez, every day putting out the latest in boxing, wrestling, and MMA. Yours truly does all the recaps. So I'll have your recap tonight for Raw, for SmackDown, and both nights of WrestleMania. Your boys got you covered, because if you're not going to watch, because it sucks, well, then you can come to me, because I'll watch it for you and tell you everything you missed and make it fun and interesting. So fightsatw.com, fightsaroundtheworld.com. You can go there, bookmark it, make it your one-stop shop for all combat sports needs. Bruce, can you give out your socials real quick and your show?
Well, I think most of the people that came on, they know what I'm doing over here. It's BruceGas, boxing, jazz, and more. And because I have a few loves in this world besides a couple of people, and that's boxing, jazz, fishing, fine weed, professional wrestling, and that kind of rounds out the things I do in life. So, man,
my goal is to be you, Bruce. My goal is to be you when I'm older. I swear to God, it's to be you when I'm older.
My house smells like a restaurant right now. My wife has made this pesto chicken that she's
oh my God, dude.
Man, I'll tell you, man, I'm going to crawl in there and enjoy that. 25th wedding anniversary is coming up within a week. So, man, I'm
beautiful, dude. You're super, super blessed.
Congratulations.
Good cook. You got probably 6 figures worth of memorabilia there sitting around you. So I very much thank you, Bruce. Let me get wait, Fiziana, are you still there, Fiziana? Or
Yeah,
she
she's
leave?
here.
Oh, okay.
No, she's
Give out
here.
your channel real quick.
I'm sorry.
Give out your channel real quick one more time, so I could clip it at the end and get it all, so that way I could put it on, when I replay.
Okay, it's Fistiana. It used to be Fistiana Fights, but it's just regular Fistiana right now. And
Beautiful.
And please subscribe. And like I said, I'm just coming back. I've had stuff on the channel for 4 years and haven't done anything. And now, my husband is like, let's do something. So I'm ready. I'm ready to do something. Ready to do collabs. Ready to do whatever.
Awesome.
I'm excited. And I think boxing is going in the right direction right now. So I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Awesome. Well, I will tell you that please email me you and Fresh, so that I could schedule something for hopefully next week. That would be awesome.
Perfect.
We got you. I got your email.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Hit me up, champ. Appreciate y'all. CJ,
Yes,
you want to
sir.
give out
Appreciate you.
anything before you go?
Yeah. I got a baby channel. Fucking shout out to Fistiana for all her subs, but I just started in September of last year. But
That's great.
y'all want to rock out with me? I'll be live in about 2.5 hours. I got a debate going on between two dudes who got some real beef. But no, I'm just overall, I'm glad that I found your channel. I'm glad that I found your channel today. I'll definitely be back. And that's it. I'll leave it at that.
Man, hell yeah. What's the channel that you're gonna have the debate on?
Oh, CJ Rich Boxing and BS. You search for CJ Rich, you'll find me.
Yep, you're right. Here it is. Even with the same thumbnail. So sub just now. Fistiana just sub now. So appreciate all of you. Everybody in the chat,
right.
Yo, it was a big one, Bruce. You really, damn,
hey, bro. I'm your
really
guest.
For real.
Yeah, I'm your guest. I appreciate you having me on here, man. The 3 hours went by like,
oh man, dude. Honestly, I was like an hour and a half, and then I'm gonna let him tap, but it was just impossible because you have everything I always want to talk about, like just in your brain. You know what I mean? You don't have to research. You don't have to you just pull all this stuff from memory. I've never understood how people do that. I've worked with a lot of journalists that have been able to do it, but just like a lot of people that have that ability, I don't. So I very much appreciate it in you. Shout out to Fresh. Shout out to BruceGas, obviously, who was an amazing co-host today, or guest, and make sure you go to his channel and subscribe. Shout out to Cause, shout out to Mex, Matt, Shoeshine was in the building. I didn't get to say what's up. Shout out to Shoeshine. Straight Fighter, I appreciate you jumping on as well. Man, there was just so many people. Alex was in there, Bud Smoke was in there. Appreciate everybody.
Can I ask one last question, if you don't mind?
Absolutely.
If you don't mind. Bruce, when is the next trivia? I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna show out.
I guess I got to put one up for next Tuesday night. I don't think I can do one for tomorrow unless I get maybe I get some good sativa and maybe get the thoughts
rolling. Hell yeah,
just keep your notification button on, brother. It'll be coming up.
Will do.
All right. Well, for all of us, I appreciate everybody for Infighting FX. Remember, we're live on YouTube, Twitch, X, and IG Monday through Thursday, and on TikTok, Infighting FX, Monday through Friday. So, and live for all the big fights. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you sub. We will be live tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. Until then, peace.